5 helicopters are making multiple flights a day from an ODOT gravel pit near the Cascade Lakes Welcome Center. Each flight carries a crew of 6 people, including the pilot, a spotter, and 4 firefighters, all of whom are earning new certifications or recertifying their qualifications to participate in the helicopter rappel program.
Do we see rappellers frequently in this area? I don't recall seeing them very often.
We rappel quite a bit in this area. We just aren't seen because we're usually in the backcountries. When we are closer to wildland-urban interface and supporting those incidents, we usually rappel at a less rate. We rappel because there aren't helispots in the wilderness areas or the roadless areas. We don't have good options to land, but when we can, we will.
Last wildfire season, rappel crews responded to 455 initial attack wildfire incidents in the U.S. and Canada. Rappellers descended from helicopters to 98 fires in Oregon last year.
We fly to the incident, we do a couple circles around the incident, and we mainly spend some time talking tactics, firefighting-wise, what we've got, if we need to order anything, where we're going to go, how we're going to fight the fire.
Sarah Jacober started fighting fires 14 years ago as a way to pay for college. She got invited to try rappelling 7 years ago and keeps coming back.
Take me through that sequence where you're getting ready and you're moving out on the skids.
Sometimes it's pretty fun because when we're in the back seat, we don't get to see the spot until you get the signal to move out to the skid. And so you move out to the skid and you clear your rope, and so you look down your rope and you see where you're going to go. And you know, sometimes you see rocks and trees and steep things. And I've rappelled into fires that are the size of a dining room table before. With one other person and taking care of them in 24 hours. And then I've rappelled on fires that have gone to 1,000 acres in the first day.
Rappellers descend on ropes from helicopters to fight fires that are often in remote, difficult to reach terrain.
How do they rappel down?
So we use what's called an ISC D4 descender. It just creates friction between a cam and a bobbin. And the rappeller's adjusting the pressure on that cam, and that helps them maintain speed, slow down, speed up. And so that's their interface. You know, on a typical rappel, they're actuating a handle on that device that makes them go faster or slower. And it takes a little bit of work to have smooth landings.
From what height does this standard or typical rappel occur?
We have 2 different lengths of ropes. We have 300-foot ropes and 250-foot ropes. For our program, specifically here in Central Oregon, we prefer to have 300-foot ropes on board most of the time. What we see in the Cascades, you have tall trees and you add terrain and you add topography to it, and we need those longer ropes to maintain a safe hover height above the canopy.
Rappellers, spotters, and pilots come from 5 states for this national training event. They are supported by airspace controllers, ground crews, and mechanics.
And then when you hit the ground, what happens?
Well, we get off the rope, first of all, because we are like a relatively heavy load on the helicopter, so as soon as we hit the ground, sometimes the helicopter has a tendency to raise, so you really got to get off the rope or they'll pick you up again, which is sometimes fun, sometimes not fun. And then we take our gear off, we wait for the spotter to drop the ropes, we pick up all of our ropes, we wait for the spotter to drop the cargo, and then we can get to our tools, our water, our chainsaw. Usually there's an incident commander with us on the load that will take off and go to the fire and scout it, call in a size up, and we develop our ground tactics and go to work.
I take it you're not afraid of heights.
I trust my equipment.
Some advice for people who think they'd like to try rappelling from helicopters: you need to be a problem solver, not afraid of heights, and do a lot of push-ups. I'm Brooke Snavely for The Great Outdoors.